Hey guys, Kazna here, and welcome to my 5-4-1 box tactic video. This tactic focuses on getting supply to the big target man up front without actually setting him to a target man instruction. The idea is to have a rigid box that moves vertically in relation to ball position. So if the ball's up in the final third, the two attacking midfielders go into the box and the two volantes sit on the edge of the box. If the ball's in the defensive third, the two volantes are doing defensive work, defensive shielding in front of the centre back line, and the attacking midfielders are tracking any runners. The wing backs. The purpose of the wing backs is to provide like direct dribbling and movement from a relatively deep position. So they're involved in transition and in the final third, to be the primary source of creation for the tall poacher. In terms of playing instructions, we have a standard sweeper keeper. The defense is two wide centre back defends due to the fact there is no defensive duties in the forward line or beyond the defensive line. They are on wide centre back defends. This enables them to have a lot of interceptions, and also it almost act as if a wide centre back defend kind of plays like a cover position. They stand in very good interception locations. If the ball is on this right hand side of the pitch, they step forward and get in a good position in order to intercept if any clearances occur. The centre back is a ball playing stopper, hold position, mark tighter and tackle harder. And his goal is when the team is high up the pitch in their attacking phase, he's the first one to step out. The wide centre backs will step back, and he steps out to close down the play. In terms of the wing backs, have cross more often, cross aim centre with the poacher, and being flanked by two attacking midfielders. The attacking midfielders have moves into channels, so they tend to run into the side, either side of the striker. So cross aim centre results in a lot of crosses going directly to the poacher. The poacher does not stray. He's the spearhead of the tactic as the big man, and shoot less often just to add more efficiency to the shots for wing backs. The attacking midfielders are dribble more. They are kind of like shadow strikers in a sense. Shadow strikers with a bit less. Shadow strikers with a little bit more horizontal movement. Just a little bit more horizontal movement than just the verticality of a shadow striker. And then the poacher up top, which is a big man, requires a lot of target man like attributes. Speaking of attributes, I won't cover the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is just any sort of standard goalkeeper, just high, decent quality goalkeeper. I'll run through first. The attributes required. So as you can see, the DNA attributes are for every position. Every single position on the pitch is what I always look for. So none of these attributes will be covered in the specific players and roles. Passing, first touch, technique, decisions, teamwork, work rate, agility. I regard them as essential for every position on the field. Every single position on the field. So none of them attributes are specifically covered in any of the future positions. Looking at centre back, I have set the must-haves as heading, marking, positioning, jumping, and strength. Because of how high we sit and how high the team is, we need to cut out and win any clearances, basically. So such like the marking and the aerial strength and the positioning will help that out. Also due to the box to box nature of the box midfield, they do get back and they do sit narrow and deep and cover when we are defending our final third. So they need a lot of aerial dominance and stuff like that. The other positions are kind of standard. The other attributes, are kind of standard: tackling, anticipation, concentration, acceleration, agility, and pace. I don't know why I put agility on there because it's supposed to be one of the DNA ones. Yeah, anticipation and concentration are huge as well. It's all about intercepting the play. Centre backs shouldn't really be the ones making the tackles. That's why tackling is not so essential. Out of that list, I'd say tackling is the least essential of them attributes. Your wing backs and your volantes should be doing all the tackling. The centre backs should be doing the intercepting and the winning and dealing with aerial threats. Moving on to the wing backs. In terms of the wing backs, the must-have is pace, crossing, and tackling. You want the final product. You want the pace for the up and down, getting up and down, falling back into a back five, pushing forward to into the final third as well. And then the crossing and tackling is the end product. Defensively, tackling, complete the tackles. In terms of crossing, that's the end product. They cross the ball to the big man up front. The other attributes include dribbling, anticipation, concentration. Again, anticipation, concentration is just sort of reading the game better, as well as off the ball and positioning. So it's all about the ability to read the match. The I'd say the wing backs need better mentals than technical attributes. The only if I was only to say focus on 2 technical attributes, it would be crossing and tackling. The dribbling is kind of important as well, but the key to that is the fact that the wing back should always be in space, so they shouldn't need the ability to dribble past players. They just need to receive the ball, move the ball on, and then burst ahead, receive the ball again, and then put the cross in. So they shouldn't be on the ball for too long. They should be using the box midfield as a give and go scenario. And natural fitness and stamina obviously are kind of important to get up and down as much as they possibly can. For the defensive midfield centres, the 2 volantes, anticipation off the ball positioning is again reading the game effectively, very, very effectively. Again, they push up to the edge of the box, and then they also pull back deep to the other edge of the box. They almost act as box-to-box midfielders from a defensive midfield position, volante support. So a lot of intelligence, a lot of game reading intelligence. The other things are dribbling with to ball carry. They're one of the main ball carriers in terms of the transition phase. Long shots as well, it helps out quite a lot in terms of the edge. They sit on the edge of the area, and any cutbacks they can just bang them in. Tackling and concentration is more for the defensive side. Trying to win the ball back. The volantes tend to put in probably the most tackles out of all of the positions in the tactic. Stamina and strength is again more of a midfield dominance, a presence, always being fit and able to run around at full speed, and being strong in possession for the press resistance, while also having some strength for winning the ball back as well, and a bit of vision so that they're competent on the ball. But that one's not as overly essential. Moving on to the attack midfield centres. The must-haves are dribbling, off the ball, and vision. They are the central core creators. The pass before the assist. Think of them as the pass before the assist. They're the ones that pass it out to the wing backs. They're the ones that feed the ball through to the poacher in when we're high up the pitch. And then the off the ball and the dribbling is when they receive the ball. So the vision is for the end product. The off the ball is before they receive the ball, and the dribbling is once they have received the ball to get to the end product. That's the way to quantify it. And then along with that also helps finishing, long shots, anticipation, composure, flair, acceleration, balance, in combination with the DNA attributes. Don't forget about the DNA attributes in combination with all of them. Having high agility and balance in the attacking midfield spots is really, really important. The anticipation and composure can help, but it's not too important. The technicals are more important for these roles compared to the mentals for the wing backs and the volantes. This one's more about the technicals, the finishing, the long shot, the dribbling, the first touch, the passing, which is obviously a DNA one. So the mentals, the anticipation, composure are not essential. That's not essential. Same with the flair. But the acceleration, balance, finishing long shots, dribbling, off the ball, vision are the must-haves for that one. And then the big man up front, the big striker, The must-have is the aerial dominance, heading, jumping, strength. I'd say they would need to be 6'4" or higher. The examples I've used is Milan Juric for Hellas Verona, Lorenzo Luca as well. Lorenzo Luca was very good. There's a lot of other good examples. Oliver Giroud at AC Milan. Any of the really big, tall, huge 6'5" plus strikers that have competent footballing ability. Also, finishing, long shots, anticipation, composure off the ball, standard striker stuff. Maybe not so much the long shots, but the long shots help in tricky scenarios. If the poacher ever gets dragged out of position on the ball, he's not going to be a very good passer. He's not going to be a very good creator or dribbler. So having long shots to just get a shot off, to try and maybe win a corner or a rebound or even if it just flies in, that kind of helps as well. So it's a combination of a classic poacher with a huge target man is what you're looking for. Going back to the game, the team instructions, we've got it on attacking mentality, again to invoke the nature of dropping deep, pushing forward, dropping deep, pushing forward, dropping deep, pushing forward. The relentless nature of the verticality of the wing backs and the box moving in tandem. And for the striker to spearhead the tactic and push their defensive line as far back as possible to leave space for the transitional players. We have, again, for the give and go sort of wing backs, we have overlaps on left and right. So the central box looks for the overlaps to just give and go with them. That is kind of essential. The attacking width is the narrowest possible. Keep the players close together. Avoid wing backs from crossing from this position and instead crossing from like this position. To reach, to complete more successful crosses. And the lower tempo complements the vertical nature of the tactic. One pass forward for one pass backwards for 2 passes forwards. 5 yards backwards for 10 yards forwards due to an overlapping run or some attacking movement. In transition, the counter press, again, all of the team shape should be kind of narrow. The team shape is narrow when we lose the ball, and the players' 5 attacking duties, they should be high up the pitch. So a counter press would make sense. We should be in a positional advantage to counter, to have a successful press. Counter attacking as well to get the players again to incorporate more vertical movement when the possession is won, and just the standard distributes from the goalkeeper, just distribute to the centre backs and full backs. It's mainly just the centre backs he distributes to. The out of possession is a much higher defensive line. Now this is a bit unorthodox. You don't really need too much pace in your defensive line. It helps, obviously, but despite a much higher line, it's easy. If you have high mental attributed centre backs that are dominant in the air, you can play the offside traps and you can cut out any balls over the top, because all 3 of them are on a defensive duty. Especially the 2 wing backs cutting out the interceptions, and then he proactively steps forward to intercept. So speed is nice for the back line, but it's not essential. And also if the opposition does successfully transition into your half, they do fall back quite a lot. Much higher line doesn't mean they just stay up there all the time. The trigger much more often, and the short goalkeeper prevention kind of standard, especially if we're playing a counter press with a narrow attacking shape. That helps a lot. If you get a 2 or 3 man press, they end up just launching the ball to nowhere. In terms of the success that I've had with it, I created this tactic on this Hellas Verona save. I'll just quickly show Lorenzo Luca, for example. Signed him in the second season. He wasn't a first choice striker at that point. He moved into the first choice striker. He got 38 goals, season 3. got 52 goals in season 4, and then he's just had another season where he wasn't first team, and he had 24 goals, which was really strong. This tactic was, I've been working on this tactic for the entire save, but the tactic was completed at the very start of season 3, and on season 3 was when the success started to happen. Season 3, I won the Champions League with Hellas Verona, which was my first season in Europe. And in the 2 following seasons, with full seasons completed, with the final version of the tactic, we won the league. We won every competition except the Champions League on both occasions. 4 out of 5 there, only Champions League that we didn't win. And 3 out of 4 there, the only competition was we didn't win the Champions League. Just got a little bit unlucky in some of the knockouts. Both of the seasons, 82 points. There was a couple of draws and losses towards the end because I'd already confirmed the title. So I played a bunch of youth players. Played a bunch of youth players and drew an extra couple and lost an extra couple. So that could have been a lot more successful than it was. 100 goals scored, 34 conceded the season before that. And like I said, third season, I did do another 80 plus point season, but the tactic wasn't fully completed until about a third of the way through the season. So I'd already lost too many points at that point to try and catch up. Quick side note is that focus your set pieces around the big striker. For me, I do outswinging corners to the near post, and then position all the other players away from that player, so that he literally only has a one. You're trying to make it so that he's 1-on-1 with a defender at the near post. With an outswinging corner, he scores lots of corners. I do stream on Twitch almost every single day. I'm currently one of the most active English-speaking Twitch streamers of Football Manager, and so drop by the Twitch channel, and let me know how you're getting on. But cheers for watching.